Greetings viewers, this is Montomavik coming at you with another video. Today we'll be finishing up the review for this figure-wise Standard Amplified Dukemon / Gallantmon. This video we're going to put this figure all together. I'm going to share my final thoughts, the good, the bad, and everything else in between. So, without further ado, let's get this figure put together. And here we have figure-wise Standard Amplified Gallantmon. And I must admit, from just seeing this put together for the first time, I must admit I really do like this sleek design. It's very trim, I would say. It doesn't seem too bulky. It looks quite well. Yeah, I would say the shoulder pads do stick out just a little bit, but other than that, it just have that very slim, sleek design. And it works well just the way how Gallantmon is presented in Digimon Tamers, aka Digimon Season 3. So it does work well. And as I mentioned during the parts videos, I really do like the silver. Definitely has that night aesthetic. In addition to the silver, the translucent red, the crimson red for his cape, the gold that I paint over, it just works well. I wouldn't, nothing's overpowering, even though there's a lot of silver. I don't think that's at all overpowering at all for this kit, for the figure, not at all. And just everything just looks so well. I'm really happy the way how this turned out. Everything that stands out does make it stand out. I will say I was kind of laughing when I put the head on top just because the way how the hair is, but nonetheless, this is a very good, nice, sleek design for Gallantmon. Now that Gallantmon is all put together, let's see just how articulate it really is. So, to have a good idea, let's start off with the arms. And if you don't hit the cape, you can actually go all around. You can go out just a little bit. I'll say it's an okay elbow bend. It can get 90 degrees, maybe a little bit more, maybe 135, but that's about it. The wrist can rotate like so. There is a waist all around 360 degrees. The legs can go up. Pretty nice high kick if you ask me. Maybe a little bit more. There we go. And nice knee bend, very good knee bend. Swivel of the ankle, can go down a little bit, can go up. The head can rotate very nicely, 360 degrees. And of course, you have these different points for the hair. The cape can go outward. Oops. Which kind of came off a little bit. And you can actually extend the cape however you wish. Didn't mean to take the head off. But the whole point is you can extend the cape like so. And that's about it for the articulation. I'll take this time now to show you all just how to properly install the weapons. So, you just need to take a hand out, this gauntlet off, then you put the gram in the Holy Spirit gram, I believe, like so, and take that hand out, this gauntlet out, and take the shield. Thank you for that cape for catching Gallantmon. And you can just position this however you like. And here we have Gallantmon with his weapons. Okay, there we go. And one thing I do want to add right now is once you have the action base, if you look at the back of the Holy Shield Angus, you see these points here, these holes. That's where you can place this action base. So, if you would just put it right there, for example. You can have something like this. But it's not bad because you have another placement, another weight, so that way Gallantmon can stay structured. Now let's do some side-by-side comparisons. Here we have Gallantmon with Master Grade Sandrock from Gundam Ring. Review video of this guy on my channel. Here we have right beside the Master Grade Buster Gundam from Gundam Seed and Gundam Seed Destiny respectively. So close in height, I think Gallantmon with his hair is just slightly taller. Just slightly. But Gallantmon is definitely much more sleek and slim. And here he is with Master Grade Musha Gundam Mark II. As you can see here, the Musha Gundam is definitely taller and a little bit bulkier than Gallantmon. And here's Gallantmon right beside War Greymon. This is very interesting. War Greymon doesn't have a lot more bulk to him. Gallantmon definitely a lot more sleek. I think just by this alone, it's hard to really determine which one's taller. I mean, maybe War Greymon kind of cheated with being a little bit taller because of his horns. But very close. And last but not least, Gallantmon right beside Imperiodamon. The wing's a little bit wonky, but so Imperiodamon, definitely the width, definitely the bulk, and I think yep, definitely a little bit taller without the wings or his shoulder pads. And that's it for side-by-side comparisons. The one thing I do like about this kit is that there is definitely some possibility with some good poses. And I was kind of stunned about one thing is that the Holy Shield Agus, hoping I'm saying that right, and the Holy Lance Graham, I think I said something different earlier, but regardless, Really does work well. I was kind of worried it's gonna be like top heavy because of the cape or the shield might be too heavy, but without a stand, this is pretty good. I gotta give this kid credit. Granted, though, hopefully time would be kind to this kid, and some joints will not be too loose. But I digress. But still, though, I am very pleased the way how this turned out. Not just building it, not just posing it, but the strength and structure, everything. It is very good. The one downside I will add is I tried to put this on the action base to see if I can do any like aerial attacks, but fortunately, I don't have any proper attachments that will work. So it's a bit of a bummer, but I can't deny that even with a ground pose like such as this, it still works well. But with that being said, let me get straight to the good and the bad, everything else in between, and my final verdict. So the good, the colors do work well, and the silver works well. The translucent red, even the red for the head crest, and of course the cape, it works well. And this is somewhat counterintuitive, but even though I paint over the yellow gold color, I still think it will work well with this kit nonetheless. But this is just my personal preference. I just like making the gold stand out just a little bit more, and I'm glad I did that. But other than that, the colors do work well. Another plus is the design itself. It's very sleek, just like how Gallantmon was in the series. It doesn't seem too bulky in certain areas. It seems pretty proportionate. So I really adore that fact that it seems pretty good for the most part. I still think the waist is just a little bit too thin, in my opinion. But that's just me personally. It's the only thing that doesn't seem too proportionate. Everything else seems pretty good. Another thing is another plus. I would say the cape. The those that's a material used for the cape. Actually, it works pretty well. I'm kind of glad they used that. I wasn't really expecting that kind of material, but it definitely works well with this. And design, I just adored the design very much. They really pick a really good design for Gallantmon here. Really does stand out. The effect parts for the Holy Lance Graham and the Holy Shield Agus, or Angus, again, tomato kind of thing. But for the shield and the lance, the effect parts, you know what makes it pop out? I feel like the Graham, that little effect part, I don't think is really necessary, personally. But it's a nice little thing there. The effect parts around the shield, I do like that. Now, that's all the good I can think of at the moment. What about the bad? Just a few things. I didn't pick about the waist. However, the waist did came off a few times while posing this kit. So maybe the waist isn't as strong as I was hoping for. Maybe if I just put some super glue and just let it dry and then put the waist back on, hopefully that would make the joint a little bit stronger. Perhaps. But that was the only thing that actually came loose for the most part whenever I was positioning and maneuvering, articulating this kit. That's about it. Another downside, which I think this is just nitpicky, I still wish there was some sort of way to make an aerial pose for this kit. Excuse me. Granted, though, I don't think many of the standard amplified line was mostly used for any aerial attacks. I'm sure there might be some different figurized figures, but for Digimon, I don't think that was really necessary. I don't think that was in the, I guess you can say, the blueprint of these kits. But again, that's just nitpicky preference. I think it'd be kind of nice to see Gallantmon in a certain area pose with the Lance Graham just showing towards you or showing downward. That's just me personally. One slight bad is these little ankle shields. I really don't know the purpose of them. I did kind of complain that it looked kind of neat in one degree, a little bit unnecessary in a different one when I had the last video of the individual parts. I kind of wish that they maybe a little bit smaller, so the maneuverability with the feet would be a little bit better, and I feel like those parts weren't as loose. But another thing too is these things here for the top of the legs around the not waist joint but the thigh joint. They tend to just move around just a little bit. Don't know if it would have mattered if they would just stay in place and not move, but I think moving does help with the articulation, especially with those joints there. But I'm also a little bit part of me just hope they can just stay still whenever I'm positioning the legs. But that's about it for the negatives. Definitely not too much. I would say definitely a lot more positives. Now, with that being said, is this a kit worth getting? Honestly, yes. It's not too hard to think about. I did hear from other users, other channels, and people who built this kit that this may be a weak kit from the Standard Amplified line. I wouldn't consider it a weak kit. It definitely has its plus and some minuses that I mentioned. But I will say this is a really good addition to the figurized Standard Amplified line for the Digimon series. And of course, Gallantmon, definitely a top favorite in the Season 3 of Digimon Tamers of the series. Definitely, I always liked that sleek design of it. So I'm glad I picked this up. And I'm kind of glad I made my own decision when some people who built this kit saying it wasn't the strongest kit. But I don't want to say it's the weakest either. Honestly, I would say it kind of equals out to War Greymon and Menagurumon. Imperial Demon, some parts did fall off, but that was mostly due to its transformation. I do have that review video on my channel, so if you want to take a look at that, please you are welcome to do so. But yeah, definitely pick this guy up. Thank you all for watching. I know it's been a while since I've had a review for a kit, so I'm kind of glad I'm getting back into it. I did take some brief period, and I mentioned this during the unboxing of this kit. But nonetheless, I'm just glad I'm getting back into it. I'm getting back in the groove of things. So definitely more kits to come. But aside from that, though, this was a really fun kit to build. We'll all get about this stickers, but and other points I brought up in the negatives, but I'm still happy I got this kit. I'm happy with what I did with the paint and making that shield stand out. That shield is still by far my favorite part of this kit. But yes, really enjoyed this, and if you were to pick this up, I'm sure you'll all enjoy this as well. So with that being said, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Definitely more videos to come. There are links on the bottom below in the comment section, in the description I meant, with my Instagram and my Reddit. So if you want to see pictures and some of these reviews I've done, along with some blogs and discussions in Reddit, please follow me the links are down below. There are two videos here, one of my recent videos, so that would be the individual parts of Gallantmon, and of course one video here that YouTube picked out for my channel. But don't let those two stop you. Like I said, there are other videos, other reviews I've done, especially with some of the kits that I presented during the comparison of Gallantmon. So with all that being said, thank you again all for watching, and until next time, keep on building.